So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today for day 2 of what are we calling this? Slay Your Tech Monster.
Right.
I'm excited because I've had so many women reach out to me and just express their complete overwhelm with technology and how they're just completely stuck or blocked or want to give up on their dream because they're not able to really tap into the technology and understand how all the pieces work together and understand whether or not they need to use one system over another, or it's just a lot to deal with, especially if it's all new to you or if you're not really comfortable in the environment. So I decided to create this challenge after I had spoken with a few ladies, and it honestly pierced my spirit hearing some of their concerns. I've had some ladies tell me that they sit at a computer and they cry, or they get heart palpitations, their hands sweat. Some of them have had anxiety attacks, all because they have a mission and a message and a vision that they really want to reach out to the world and really make a mark. But technology's in the way. They're not able to get over that hurdle. So I wanted to create this challenge so that we could answer some questions, kind of walk you through some of the systems that are available today, help you understand how your business will map onto some of those different opportunities in technology, and just to give you some support. I wanted to offer my hand and say, here I am to walk you through it and help it make sense for you. So over these next 2 days, yesterday was day 1, today's day 2. We're gonna today go a little bit deeper. Excuse me. I'm going to give you a tour of ClickFunnels. I'm going to give you behind the scenes in some of the work that I've done. You'll get a chance to see some landing pages, which is the same as an opt-in page. You'll get to see some sales pages, um, order forms, and some other little neat tools as well. So I'm excited about sharing that with you. But before we do, I want to tell you a little bit about me. I'm Queenie Brown, and I'm the tech goddess, and I'm in the business of building empires. And I've had a little over 30-year span. I guess it's been, let me think about it. I started learning technology and coding when I was 8 years old in 1978. Brand new, when computers were just coming on the scene. I remember that box computer where they had the black screen and just a blinking cursor on it. And when I was 8 years old, I learned how to program in basic programming language. And that's where you learn to let your name run across the screen. And then I learned how to make my name flow across the screen. It was amazing. And so eventually I went into, I learned how to, I moved in with my sister and her husband after after college. And they taught me how to understand the file management system and the difference between a Mac and a PC and how they work. And I was introduced to desktop publishing, which is basically how to make things pretty, how to make flyers and presentations and programs and all that kind of stuff. And then I moved here to Georgia and decided to learn all I could about computers. So I would buy those great big, thick 700-800 page books. The first one was using Microsoft Word, and I went from page to page and learned every single exercise in the book to just be able to master it. And then I went to Excel, then I went to PowerPoint, then I went to Access, and then I just continued to grow and grow and grow. And then I went back to college and decided I wanted to major in computer science. And what I learned was that I don't want to be a programmer. Programming requires you to plug in and just be totally connected to whatever it is you are working on, because you have to keep your train of thought. It literally does require you to connect to a computer and stay there. And it's too solitary for me. I kind of want to be able to connect with people. So I decided to lean more into the business side of it. And that led me into working for organizations. And at the time, this is before computers were the mainstream. This is when companies were still doing things using paper. And so I would go into a company and I would help teach them how to use Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and all the other tools to help make their jobs easier, make their days more efficient and more effective. And eventually that turned into me working for IBM and training whole organizations. And then I became what's called a business analyst and project manager. What a business analyst is someone who goes into an organization, identifies, what's working, what's not working, what tools do you have now, what tools do you need that will help make your jobs easier, And so I would identify what they needed, and then I would develop a solution for them. And I would communicate that solution. Excuse me, that's my husband's phone, and it'll ring until he comes down here. Sorry. um, so I would communicate that the needs to the technology team, and they would program it. Now I could do that, but I didn't want to do that. So they would program it, they would deliver it back to me. I would configure it so that it met all the client's needs. We test it, deliver it to the client, and train them. And so that would go on. It usually would take anywhere from 5 to 6 months on the short end, for up to 5 to 10 years on the long end, depending on the requirements of the organization. So I did that for quite some time, and I enjoyed it until the traveling and all of that just kind of took over. My body started to fall apart. I got really sick, and my life shifted. So once my life shifted, I went into internet marketing. I figured I need to figure out how to do this online. So I learned all about web pages and graphics and design and internet marketing and advertising and video and all of that. So I have a very wide-ranging history with technology because of it. And I'm excited because it's afforded me to reach out to a bunch of different types of organizations. I've trained up to 600 people in an organization, and I've done it in ministry, I've done it in corporate, and I've done it in government. So I've got a little bit of experience where tech is concerned, and I'm offering this to you because for me, technology is kind of simple. It comes easy to me because it's been such a part of my life for so long. And then when I hear and I meet people who have these talents and these gifts, and I realize that they are so limited in their ability to reach their masses and share their message because of the technology, it kind of hurts me. So I wanted to do this today and try to change your world. Okay. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about the platforms. I want to start there because I've had a few people reach out and say, you know what, I've got information everywhere. I've got it in autoresponders. I've got it in landing page generators. I've got it in, online and Facebook and all these different social media platforms. How do I bring it all together? And the interesting thing is, as the technology and the online marketing world developed, that was how it had to be done. You had to have a separate email autoresponder. You had to have a separate marketing engine. You had to have a separate generator for all different types of parts of the business. Every single thing was separate. And fortunately, we've grown to a place where now there are tools that integrate everything. And as I mentioned yesterday, the first tool that really did a good job of integrating everything and made it where you could reach all of the different segments of your market with a different message was Infusionsoft. And they did a great job at the time, but many of us in the industry call them Confusionsoft because it's very confusing to try to understand their methodology, and you really have to be a pro to do it. It can be done, but it's time consuming, and who wants to spend the time learning all these different platforms, right? So fortunately, along came a tool called ClickFunnels. And the beauty of ClickFunnels is it takes all of the different pieces that you need to build a business and puts them all together. So yes, you do need an autoresponder to be able to respond to your clients and send them sequential email messages. Yes, you do need a generator to be able to sell your products. Yes, you do need to be able to market your products. Yes, you do need to be able to teach your classes. I didn't mention Kajabi earlier, but that's a platform that is designed just to help you to teach courses. So, in the past, you'd have all these different pieces and you have to try to figure out how to make them work together. And if you break one, you might break the other. And you're trying to fix one, you might break something else, and it just becomes monotonous. Well, when ClickFunnels came along, they brought all of this together and made it super simple. Everything is integrated in one system. You don't have to have your information in all these different places. And it's simple and it's pretty. It makes you look good online. And that's what I love about it. So there is another tool on the market that is a very strong rival to ClickFunnels. It's called Kartra. And it was developed by Andy Jenkins and Mike Filsaime, and they are titans in the industry. They have been around for quite some time. I've watched them and their businesses develop, and they've been pretty phenomenal. And so I know the tool is going to deliver and everything and more. So you can't go wrong with Kartra. But for me, I have watched the industry, as I said, and they're not where ClickFunnels is. ClickFunnels has a whole movement behind it, and they have a training engine to support you in your business. They have a support system that is unmatched, unrivaled. They have a reward system built inside of ClickFunnels, where their goal is to build millionaires. And the company's only been it's only 4 years old, and they have over 100 millionaires at this point. So hands down, I would go with ClickFunnels over any of the other tools that are out there now, just because they are the leader in the industry. And the tool is amazing. It's great, and they're growing fast, and they're moving fast. So, for example, some of the people that I've talked to lately are looking at Kajabi as a tool to manage their training courses. And again, that's what Kajabi is good at. They do a great job of allowing you to register your participants, of distributing the information, of managing that entire process. And you can have multiple courses. You can literally build a university inside of Kajabi, which is fabulous. But they do a very poor job of marketing your business. There's some limitations there, and not just one or two. There are quite a few when you're trying to really market it and really put your best foot forward. It doesn't allow you to do that. But what it does allow you to do is connect with ClickFunnels. So if you have a ClickFunnels account, you can sell your courses using the ClickFunnels marketing engine, and then connect them to Kajabi. So when the person purchases your course in ClickFunnels, they can automatically get registered inside of Kajabi. They'll get a registration link, they'll have access, and they can go in there and do whatever it is they need to do to take however many courses they've registered for. So it's a seamless integration, and it really, really is smooth. So, then that way they work well together, but by themselves, Kajabi can't. Kajabi doesn't do what ClickFunnels does. And then ClickFunnels also doesn't do what Kajabi does. ClickFunnels does allow you to offer courses, but it's a very standard course structure. You can make it cute, but there's not a whole lot of flexibility inside of it. But the blessing in it is ClickFunnels just purchased an educational platform company, and they're revamping it so that they can integrate it inside of the ClickFunnels engine. And I don't know if they're going to replace what they currently have, or if they're going to offer it as an upsell for those who want to really deliver a lot of courses. Not sure how they're going to distribute it, but I do know that they purchased that company, and that's what they do. They'll buy a smaller company, integrate it into ClickFunnels, make it all seamless, and then you don't have to have separate tools. Got it? So if you have any questions as we go along, please do leave it in the chat. There's a button that says chat. I'm happy to answer your questions just as they come up. And then also, if I'm going too fast, or if I say something that doesn't make sense, or that you need some clarification on, please pause me, because the whole idea here is to help it make sense to you. I want to make it easier. I want you to get it so that we can climb over this hurdle and move on to the next thing, okay? So are there any questions with regards to Infusionsoft, ClickFunnels? Lead Pages is another tool that was used. It's still used, and it's still good. They do a really good job of creating landing pages and leading you through the sales process. You can create somewhat of a funnel inside of Lead Pages, but it doesn't compare to ClickFunnels. And that's why I want to spend more time on that particular tool, because that's where I believe you should build your business. The other thing is, you got to think long term. You have to think about the foundation that you're building your business on. And ClickFunnels, for me, it is easily scalable. You can build one funnel. Now, when I told you these people are they've made 100 different millionaires over the last 4 years. Those 100 people have made at least $1 million using one funnel. So let's just think about that. One funnel for you might be one product line. You might have 10 different product lines in you. You might have 20, you might have 50, you might have hundreds. So the idea here is to use a tool that's scalable, that it's easy to reproduce. And if you have an idea, boom, you could set it up and knock it out in a week and have another funnel in place. You got it? And the great thing about the internet now is that once you create it, it is set it and forget it, and it will keep making money for you till the cows come home. All right. So if you can get excited about that, I love it. What was that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, no. It's okay. I can mute you or you can mute yourself, either way.
I thought I was muted.
Oh no, you got we got you. Let's see. I'll help you.
I got it.
Got it? All right. There you go. Whoops. Okay. All right. So going forward, let's see. What else did I want to talk about? We covered autoresponders yesterday. We covered the fact that websites are pretty much, they're not extinct, but you don't need a website. You need a funnel. And your website, if you have one, needs to be converted into a funnel, because websites don't convert in the way that we want them to, meaning they don't get your people onto your mailing list in the numbers that you need, and they don't get people buying your products in the numbers that you need. So you need to create an engine or set up a funnel that's going to allow the people to come into your home, which is what I call your website. It's your home on the web. Invite them into your home, get them on your mailing list, and then take them all through your house and introduce them to all the different things you have for them to buy. Okay. So let's just take a quick moment. I'm going to share my screen with you, and I want you to watch a quick video about ClickFunnels so that you can get some understanding of it. And I think it's going to make a huge, huge impact for you. Hang on, let's see. All right. Can you see the screen okay?
There's just been so many tools out there. Very few have been aggregated to do everything you need to do to create success.
ClickFunnels came out of nowhere. They took the marketplace by storm, just like Apple did when they first launched the iPhone. ClickFunnels allows you to sell a product online quicker and faster than anything you've ever seen in your life.
It's just a simple way of making pages that convert. I mean, they're like business-oriented templates that already start beautiful that you can very easily customize. I can be one guy sitting in a basement somewhere with a dream and a picture in my head, and in like no time at all, I've got this finished product. And it's not just a mock-up, dude, it's a finished product.
It's just drag and drop instead of coding.
I think that most people, when they hear technology, they get scared. You don't have to be scared anymore. It's taking the sales process from in-person and just transferring the exact thing online.
Rather than taking a shotgun and blasting an entire market, you take this targeted approach and find the people who really are coming towards you already and help them along. You can lead them through the steps of, okay, here's who we are, here's what we do. Would you like to get some more information? Yes. Okay, great.
So I had someone ask me that the other day. They say, what business can you use it with? And I said, everything.
We help gyms scale their businesses.
And we're in the weight loss industry.
I have goats.
Teaching people how to do e-commerce.
We have a coaching company. I'm an Instagram marketer.
An organic skincare company.
We teach entrepreneurs how to do product launches.
I help people write and publish books.
An advertising agency.
And I'm the executive director of a nonprofit.
I'm a content creator. I'm a blogger.
Before ClickFunnels, I probably would have gone bankrupt in my business. There's actually a funnel that got me out of homelessness. I actually still use today.
No one knew me, and now I have a global audience. Literally been an emphasis between my business not even being in existence to the multi-six-figure level. 1 year from the seat to the stage.
From zero to $1 million education business in 5 months. Having a business that's made massive impact to over 100,000 customers and generated over $10 million, just I could have never saw coming. The last thing in the world ClickFunnels is a software. It really is a culture, it's a way of life. Like you get an environment, you get a team, they truly want to see you have success. And whatever your dreams are, they want to help you get there.
You get these people that are worth millions of dollars and they're just sharing with you.
And I have never in my life seen an owner of a business care more about the success of the people who give him money than he cares about his own money.
Everybody's just one funnel away from having the life they've always wanted.
It's given me the key to freaking having a fulfilled and amazing life.
The fact that we have a reliable marketing and sales system like ClickFunnels just makes life that much easier. Whatever I'm doing online from this point forward, we're going to build it out on ClickFunnels because it's just superior.
We started ClickFunnels with the goal of helping entrepreneurs like you to actually free themselves. And now we want to help free you. Let us know what type of business you're in, and I'll tell you the exact funnels that will work best for you and for your company.
Okay, so do you have any questions about that? Okay.
Sorry.
No,
I did
no.
it again.
Go ahead.
It's just easier for me. I don't want to mess up your tape.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Because I'm trying to find the chat room again now on the phone and type in the thing, and I'm just like, it's coming out of my mouth.
It's okay.
I loved what I just saw with the ClickFunnels, and I think I have two questions for you. The first one is, you talked about, I had technical problems yesterday. My computer completely crashed, so I had to pay someone 3 hours to work on it to pull it together.
Wow.
Yeah, because I can't get a new one right now. So it was like a little freaky. So I only was able to see some of the things that you were saying because I had that audio issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you already talked about it. So I apologize, Queenie, for being repetitious.
Yeah.
And that was an okay apology. I can apologize on that.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, shifting here.
Good job.
You talked about ClickFunnels over Kajabi. What about Kartra? Kartra, excuse me.
Right.
There's so many people using that I see, especially in the industry that I'm looking to get back into. Because when I left it 2 years ago, they weren't there. They were just coming out.
Mm-hmm.
What are your personal feelings against that, or not against it, but that you feel this ClickFunnels is better?
Well, there's a few things. ClickFunnels and Kartra both do very much the same thing.
Right.
And I've watched both founders of the companies grow. So I've seen how they've built and why they've built, and both of them are really good products. They're head-to-head competitors right now in the industry. The only reason why I would choose one over the other is because, well, it's not the only reason. Kartra came along on the scene about 2 years after ClickFunnels. And so ClickFunnels has a 2-year momentum push behind them, and they have a movement around them, and they have these books and tools and support systems and networks and reward systems built into their products. So they're building a culture. ClickFunnels is. Kartra built a tool, and it's good, and it does the job. It's, I think, about maybe $8 or $9 a month less than ClickFunnels, because that's their pool. And they're great, and they do a good job, but they can't touch ClickFunnels. They're just like, that's like they're out of the stratosphere of ClickFunnels is. And I've been using ClickFunnels now for 2 years. I've watched it develop. I've seen how they support the business owners that are involved in the company. They're just phenomenal. So yeah, they both are great tools. I wouldn't take anything away from Kartra, because I've not seen anything or any reason why, if ClickFunnels didn't exist, I'd be on Kartra. But ClickFunnels exists, so I'm not.
Okay. And what does ClickFunnels run about a month?
$97 a month is for their base version. They have a more advanced version called Actionetics, and that incorporates a whole lot more. I'll let you watch a video on that as well. I'll send you a link.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not like for someone like myself just getting restarted.
No, I would recommend you start with the basic version. But honestly, as soon as you can upgrade, you should. And what they'll do, honestly, is they will give you a trial of Actionetics if you want. and they'll let you see it and see how it works for you. Because once you start to integrate and build and sell your product, $300 is not going to be a lot when you
Right.
when you really
That's right.
think about it. But what it's going to give you is information about your market. You'll be able to learn about their trends. It'll be easier for you to market to them. It'll save you more money along the lines of Facebook advertising and YouTube advertising. It just makes the whole picture come together for you. So it's a small price to pay when you're thinking on a large scale, but when you're starting small, you don't need to take that jump yet. So
Okay.
mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And in the basic ClickFunnels, do they do the same thing like the Kartra does, where this one opened your email, this one didn't, this one read this one watched your video, that kind of a thing, so you know what's going on and what's pulling and not pulling, and what's working and what's not working?
Let me see. I'm trying to think of where that would be inside of ClickFunnels. They allow you get pretty good stats. You'll see where the people are in your funnel, but I don't know that it will tell you on a granular level like that. I need to go and review that for you to be completely accurate, because I don't know for sure. And I don't,
Okay, thank you.
but I'll check and get back to you on that.
Because that's part of their big selling thing. Like you'll get an email that says, thank you for opening up. I saw you opened my email, but you didn't watch my video, or I saw you, Frank Kearns helped design this. So,
Right.
and I think a lot of Frank Kearns and follow his things.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so I wonder, does ClickFunnels do that too? So you know exactly what's,
So
where are you getting stuck? Where are you not? Where are people getting
right.
turned off? Or where are people getting it pulled in?
Well, I don't know exactly, but what I do know ClickFunnels does do is, let's say you have a webinar scheduled, and you have the ability to have an email set for the people who attended the webinar. You have an email that you can set for the people who registered for the webinar but didn't attend. You have an email that you can send to the people who registered for the webinar, attended the webinar, watched the video but didn't see the sales page. Then you have an email that you can send to the people who watched the video, saw the sales page but didn't buy, and then you have
Okay.
an email for the people that did buy.
Okay.
You can break that all the way down and have all those emails set up in the system, and then based on where they fell through, it'll automatically go to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a really cool feature. Thank you for making me remember that. So yeah, and that includes everything. So if they didn't open your email, you can send them another email that says, "Hey, I saw that you came to the site, but you
Right.
didn't open my email. Hey, I saw that you didn't. Yes, that is built into the system."
I was just wondering, because I thought I see a lot of the people in the industry using it, because it's
Mm-hmm,
at the bottom of the page. And I
mm-hmm,
just thought so many coaches and healers and,
mm-hmm.
are using that
Yeah.
over the ClickFunnels. I don't see that within
Oh
the
no.
people that are sending it to me. The
Ah,
people,
got it.
like even in the group,
Right.
in Ingrid's group, we're seeing so much of the Kartra.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So I wondered, when you brought up ClickFunnels, I was familiar with them, and
mm-hmm.
I thought, I really want to hear what is different that so many people within my industry are going the other way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And maybe
That's a
it's
good
just because they
question.
follow Frank Kearns.
Right. And
That has a
Frank
lot to do
has
with it
been,
too.
well, yeah, and he's a powerhouse in the industry, and he has been for some time.
Oh yeah.
And so, like I said, you can't go wrong with Kartra.
No,
You
and I
can't
think
go
it's
wrong
like
with it.
$89 a month, but I've also um they're kind of not accessible to me now, but I had,
Mhm,
when I had the ability to, I
mhm,
bought the books for
mhm.
ClickFunnels.
Good.
I'm like, I have all of those in a box somewhere. So the
Good.
.com one and all of them, I bought them when they offered them to see what was going on, because I was looking at that just
Right.
before my life kind of went
Mhm,
sideways too.
mhm,
So it helps to look at that. Now, my second question is, I just watched that little video thing, and it's not lost on me where it says I went from homeless to this, I went to this.
mhm.
Do you think that that's something that would be right for me?
I could never say it'd be wrong for you. I've heard too many stories and I've talked to too many people. There are networks upon networks of people who have really been in a destitute position. Things have shifted pretty much in a matter of months. And honestly, because I do know that you have products already in place, yes.
No, I mean, I used to. I don't really have products now. I have nothing now. Everything's gone. You know,
Well,
what this is 2 years ago. I had programs and I
yeah,
had
but
classes and I had that kind of stuff in place. I
right,
never had products. I don't know
but
what you mean
those
by
are products.
products.
Those are products.
Oh, okay. Yes. Then
Those
I
are
had
products.
programs. I had programs and I had classes.
Yes, every single one of those is a different product. So absolutely, you have products and you have lots of them.
Well, I did what you said yesterday, and I went and got my bag out, and I um, found that I had quite a few of the 2 or 3 of the notebooks for the
Mhm.
last 3 years of classes, things like that. I found a lot of my activations, my prayers, my clearings, my cord cuttings, the things I do. And then I
All of
reached out
that.
to the person where my books are stored,
Mhm.
my much more advanced things like I'm a psychic I'm a psychic surgeon,
Mhm.
and
Wow.
I do some very way out there stuff. People that
Can
are
you?
absolutely desperate at the end of their life, being attacked by entities, by the dark side, when it's a lot more spiritual and energetic than
Mhm.
it is business. And they're like, I don't know who to go to, you know.
So
And
here's the thing, Pamela. You have products, and to answer your question, you absolutely could make a huge mark in a quick way. Really, it's going to be about how you decide to package it and what direction you decide you want to go in, because you have the opportunity right now to target people. Now, like we talked about targeting and so forth the other day, um, keep in mind that everything that people are struggling with in a spiritual realm, um, is affecting them in business as well. So
that's true, absolutely. I know because I've lived through it.
right, exactly. So you could position it, and we can talk more offline about you specifically, but you could position it to directly reflect everything you already have to offer, just repurposing them and just repackaging. Meaning, when you put them up on ClickFunnels, it's going to look different than it did 2 years ago. It'll be the
Thank
same.
God.
It'll just look different. When I say repurposing and
No,
repackaging,
I know. I
yeah,
hear you, and
yeah. So
I'm very grateful.
absolutely, absolutely, you most
And do
certainly
you
can
do
do that.
that, Queenie?
I do.
Okay,
Mhm.
because I did a lot of praying and a lot of thinking, and I haven't been. There's a lot going on here, and I want to say it's negative, but I believe that spirit is doing this or allowing this to unfold. And
Mhm.
while I don't understand it, sorry, I promised I wouldn't cry. I don't understand it, and it's so hard to go through alone.
I understand. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm
Thank
here.
you. I
You are so
didn't mean
welcome.
it as a victim. It's just
I get it.
not having a family, not having a community.
Mm.
It's really hard to do it all alone,
Mhm.
especially when you've lost everything you worked 30 years
Mm.
for.
Mm.
It's gone.
No, it's not gone. Let's
No,
remember
it's
that.
gone. And I need
No,
to
it's not
rebuild a new
gone.
life.
But
And I have
it's not gone. I'm gonna have to pause you there because it's not gone. You created it, right?
well, I mean,
If you
a
created
home.
it,
I mean, a home. I mean, just not being able to even go and pull up a book that I know where it is
I
and say,
understand.
yes, I can read that. Or, but that's sorry, shift. That's not the point. I apologize. I got off. What I wanted to say was, and you just tell me how we reach offline. Um, yes, it was a huge investment into the program that I met you through, and it's a fabulous program. I just feel that maybe it was very unintentional, yet it was misleading in that it says everybody's ready for this program. And then you get into the program and you find out that you're not ready at all for this, because I had a team of 6 people. Now I don't have anyone. So I had people that were doing exactly what you're doing, and then just bringing the finished product to me and saying yay or nay, because the buck always stops with me. You know, it's nobody else's responsibility or fault.
Right.
It's mine to make it work. And so when I got there, it was like, okay, well, these people have teams, or they have, you know, they have people that they can turn to, even if it's their kids, and say, how does mommy do this? How does mommy do that?
That's not true. You're making
Well, that has been my experience of what people have shared with me
right.
when I was in.
That's not my experience.
Okay.
I don't have a team, but I do have.
But you have the ability and the knowledge to do it.
I hear you. So here's the thing. We can talk more about this offline. I hear what you're saying, and I get it. But what you have to realize is that you have everything you need already inside of you.
And because you told me that, it hit me yesterday. It really did. Thank you. I want to thank you. You said it, and I was like, I went and got the stuff. And what I would like to do, I really prayed on this, and what I would like to do, and you just tell me how we connect offline that doesn't include texting. Maybe you just tell me I can call you or something, and I'll pay for the call, whatever. I just really want to talk to you about working with you, about getting this up, because I'm going to be honest, this is invaluable. And yet I cried all night because I know that this is not me, and it's physically making me sick, really sick, like lupus attack sick. Lupus. That at the thought of having to do this and saying, oh, I don't have any pictures and I don't have photography, and because I see your beautiful banners and your beautiful pages, and I go, how am I going to do that? And I thought, I don't want to bother Queenie and be typing to her and asking her, and what do you do if you only got one picture and you don't? So I just thought, I prayed, and all I heard was, you've already took a giant leap. It's done. You're making the payments. It didn't work out the way you'd hoped. But maybe if you hadn't, then you wouldn't have met this woman. God works in his ways, and we don't always understand them.
That's right.
And I could sit and say, I had to get in this much debt to meet this woman. Well, obviously, where else was I going to meet you? Right? I mean, really, what were the chances we were going to connect if we hadn't been in these groups together? So
everything
I don't know what that looks like, but I just know that after watching that video just now, that was just the shift. That was the shift to see if, and because I trust you implicitly. I really do. I mean, I'm a really good judge of character. I'm reading on a lot of levels, your soul, your energy, and I got spirit talking to me in my ear, and Archangel Michael and Gabriel, and this is what I hear all the time. And I'm saying, last night they said you need to work with her. This is what you need to do. We've brought you together, and she can take you from where you are now to where you need to be in a blink of an eye, or you can still stay in this situation and keep praying that somebody else is going to come along to help you. We've sent it. We've sent the help. And I've learned, because I teach, most of the time, the help that's set isn't at all like we think it's going to look like.
That's good.
So, I teach, one of the things I taught my students was that my experience with the divine is that my experience with creator is that the wrapping usually, that this isn't about you, the wrapping usually sucks. The gift is divine.
Wow.
So get over the wrapping, open the damn present, see what's inside, and realize that the wrapping sucked, because that wrapping was the experience to
Mhm.
getting there, like
Right.
where I'm at right now. Like,
Right.
where, how could there be any positiveness in this? And yet I just keep opening those
Yes.
little trinkets,
Yeah.
and inside the gift's divine. And that's how I'm looking at meeting you.
Wow.
Joining it, I can look and say that wrapping sucked, all that money, all these months lost, all that time. I'm not. I'm
Mhm.
looking and saying the
Yes.
gift is divine.
Well, because it's done. It's done, and we're here. And I have
Exactly.
something for you that I'll share with you in a little bit. It's a
Okay.
4-week program to get all of this in place. Okay. So in a matter of 1 month, you could be on Easy Street.
But are you doing it,
I will
or
be.
am I
It will
doing? Because
be.
I was
You
going
will
to
do
say
it.
I have to accept the reality, Queenie. It's not my thing.
Well, you know what? Here's what you have to realize. It's your business.
Right.
It's your business. So I want to help you, and it's a done with you service. And my goal is to help you get it done, but it's to teach you your business and help you understand your tool and answer the questions that you have relating to where you are, so that you
Okay.
feel more confident. And if you decide that you want me to continue to build for you, I'm here. But you need to understand your business. And I don't know anybody else who out there who is going to help you get it about what it is you're doing. So I
I
think,
haven't found anyone, because they
Mhm.
don't get what I do.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they don't know how to help me
yeah.
understand the
Mhm.
business.
Right.
And
So,
to be blunt, I'm the kind of person that's like, Lord, let me just be of service and mission to you. Let me
mhm.
go out and do what you put me here to do.
Yes, yes.
Let me make the funds that I can pay these other people super well for their brilliance,
Mhm.
and let them be brilliant. Let you shine and be brilliant.
Mhm.
And I pay you well for that, so that I can go and do what I do.
That's right. That's right.
I don't have a need to micromanage anyone.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
after 30 years of being in and out of businesses, I realize this is my personality.
Mhm.
I attract and look for people like yourself
Mm.
that can take it and run with it. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. This is all part of what's causing the stress
Mhm.
of just coming here today and
So,
taking this. The
so,
voice was going.
so then let me go ahead and continue, and just know
Thank you. I'll mute my mouth.
you're very you're very welcome. And I'm here for you, and all that you've been through was purposeful, that you were going to have a phenomenal testimony out of this, and you're going to encourage other women who have been through hell and back, because you, my friend, have. So you just stay strong and know that all of this is divine. It was supposed to happen, and I'm here. The tech goddess has arrived.
Okay, well,
So I wanted to share with
thank
you
you.
a little bit of my work, so that you can see what I've done for myself. And I'm going to mute you, sweetie. Oh, you already did. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit of my work so that you can see my funnel. And what I've done here is, let me see where it is. Okay, I have, let me make sure you're seeing the right thing. Pardon me. Stop the share just to be sure. Okay. What I've done is I have a web page, and I did this web page initially in WordPress, and I'm showing you this so that you can see that if you currently have a web page in place, you can still have a funnel on that same domain, but just in a subdomain, in a folder inside of your website. Now, I created this about 5-6 years ago, actually, yeah, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, before I had my first baby. And so it's kind of a wonky. It's not, I'm revamping everything, but I'm showing you this so that you can see the difference between the way that you look inside of WordPress as opposed to the way you would look inside of ClickFunnels. So again, this is something I did years ago, and I added the supernatural childbirth component once I started that program last year. This is a book I wrote back in 2011. And if you notice, it's just a basic website, right? Nothing fancy. It's just a basic site. And then from here, this is the very first ClickFunnels landing page that I created. And I was offering my book as a free gift, but I was promoting a program, a webinar that I was offering and a coaching program. So this would be the landing page. And I'm showing you this so that you can kind of get an idea and start thinking through how you want to build out your own landing page and how you want to build out your own funnel. This is the door that you enter into my funnel, okay? My first one that I did. So just notice the different components. You have a background picture that you can incorporate. It doesn't have to be a picture of you. It could be a picture of anything. The whole idea here is what emotion can I evoke from my visitors? How can I make them feel? It's like the mat at the door as they're walking in, the one that says welcome. And then of course you see the countdown timer. That's just to incorporate a sense of urgency. So no, you don't have time to wait to get this free book. If you want it, you better click, okay? And then the cool thing about ClickFunnels is you can do all these timed activities and have things pop on the screen as they scroll. And again, pictures that can be of your products, of whatever it is you want to include. So this was the first opt-in page that I created. It's considered an opt-in or landing page. And this is the place where they start to enter into your funnel. So once they click on the button, you have the option to take them straight to some place, or you can give them a pop-up that allows them to put their information in, and they can click the button. It'll send them the gift or whatever it is you promised them, and then it takes them down to the next stage of your funnel. So the only thing I had in here, which is what I want to help create for you, is the landing page, the opt-in, and delivering the product, okay? So that was the first funnel that I created. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat or speak up if you like. So this is the one that I did earlier this year when I had a program called Supernatural Childbirth, and I was helping women to get pregnant based on if they were older or if they had challenges. And that's because of my story. I had my first baby when I was turning 43 and my second as I was turning 46. And so I have a heart to help women, especially who have had challenges in getting pregnant. This program, by the way, is on hold right now. The tech program has kind of took over. And so eventually I will circle back to it and create a full-blown program that'll be a standalone, and it'll be an evergreen, which means anyone will be able to access it whenever. But at the time it was all live. I did live trainings inside of it and lots of webinars to help women. So this is the opt-in for this page. Now you don't have to have all this text on an opt-in. It can just be one page with one line offering whatever it is you're offering and a button. You don't have to make it deep. I did this because of the market that I was trying to reach, and I was trying to reach their pain points. And so that's why I went to such detail, and I shared a little bit of my story here. So when they click on the button, this one also drops down an opt-in box. Now you have the ability inside of ClickFunnels to have them enter their phone number, and then you can also send text messages as part of those emails. So let's say you have someone who is scheduled to attend one of your webinars. You can have an email that goes out an hour before saying we're starting in an hour. Then you can have a text message that goes out 10 minutes before to let them know we're starting in 10 minutes to remind them. So you can build all that into the system. And again, once you set it, you can forget it. You don't have to do it anymore. And then every single person who follows behind you will all get that same experience. When it's an hour ahead, they'll get an email. 10 minutes ahead, they'll get a text message. Brilliant, right? So anyway, they click on this and it's not, well, let me see if it'll take you there. Okay, this is my thank you page, and super simple. A logo, a header, a video, and an option for them to join the Facebook group. Super simple. So this will be the thank you page. Okay. So now once they've done this, then I introduce them to me via email. I will send them the first email, which says, you know, welcome, I'm Queenie. I want to share with you a little bit about my story. Here's a link to the video number 1. And video number 1 will take you to this page. Excuse me. And this is a video that I did a few years ago sharing our story of having challenges getting pregnant and then finally getting pregnant and then getting pregnant again. So hang on, let me let whoever here. Oh, we have a new visitor. Hey, Katrina, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. You are muted right now. Let me unmute you so that you can say hello. Hi. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, yes, I can hear you.
I'm so glad you were able to join us. We are going through a funnel that I created for myself, and I was just kind of giving a demo. And if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to leave it in the comments or pop in. I'm going to mute you again so that if you're doing anything in the background, it doesn't distract. But if you need me, just pop a comment in and I will give you the mic. All right?
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Oops. Let's go back. Here we go. All right. So this is the, so I sent the first email to my list or whoever joined the opt-in that I shared. And once they opted in, they would get this email that says, here, come to watch my first video. And at the first video, you notice they can see the first one, but the remaining videos are not an option just yet. So they will go down and watch the video. And again, we did this video a few years ago, and it was sharing our story of how we were told we weren't going to be able to have babies. And then, you know, God blessed us. I went through a whole healing process. God blessed us. And we ended up having 2 in my 40s. And this video right now has about 43,000 views on it on YouTube. So this is our story. And you can put this same type of system together inside of ClickFunnels. This is in ClickFunnels. So day 2, they would get another email and it would link them to this video. And then day 3, it would link them to this video. Day 4, this video. Day 5 would link them to my sales page, which is here. Oops, sorry, so not at the top. Okay. So at the sales page, it would open here and there's a question asking them, you know, if they're my market. And just to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. You don't need to read it all, but you're just looking at what's possible inside of ClickFunnels. So I created a program at the time called Supernatural Conception, and it was a masterclass. And so when I circle back to reopen this program, we're going to record it, and it'll be, I'll create an evergreen program for it. Now, when you see these little icons, if you notice, I created this graphic for this box, and I put this on the box. So when you have a program, you don't necessarily have to have a physical box. We can create the graphics for your program or your product, and then we can have it put on a box like that, and you'll have the image. You never have to hold the box. Nobody ever receives the box. Nobody ever receives the CDs or DVDs because we're all digital, right? So the idea here is to let them know, and it creates a different sense of value for what it is you're offering, because they see that it's actually tangible. When you see that box, does it make you feel like there's a product there? It does, right? So the reason why we want to consider creating something like that for yourself is so that you give that same sense of value to your clients as well. The same with a workbook. If you have a workbook, it may cost you $5 or $10 to have any image you want put on a workbook like this. So I also was offering an online course portal inside of ClickFunnels, and this is what my portal looked like. And so I just took a quick image of it and put it inside that computer, and just to give them an image of what it is that I'm offering. All of this helps to build the value for your program. So again, I'm just showing you what this would look like if you were building something for yourself. Kind of cool, right? So let me see. because the course is sold out or we're not offering it anymore, this is where they go when the course closes. And the cool thing about ClickFunnels is if you are offering a course, you can set it where as of such and such a date, no longer show them the sales page, no longer show them the order form, send them to the wait list page, because now they've got to wait until I open it up again. All automatic. Okay. And then this is another page that's going to be very important for those of you who have a high-end program that you want to offer. You always want to have a page that allows your people to connect to your calendar. So, and I will help you with this inside the 4-week course that I mentioned earlier. So this was my first funnel that I did inside of ClickFunnels, or second funnel that I did inside of ClickFunnels. And let me see. Katrina, let me just let you get a quick peek. This was the first funnel that I did. It's just a landing page with an opt-in button. They enter their email and then I deliver it. So super simple, but I wanted to show that to you so that you can just kind of get an idea of the fact that when you create your funnel, the very first step that you create is the opt-in. You want them to opt into your list, or as I said before, it's like inviting them into your home. You're opening the door saying, welcome, let me take your coat, or let me take your email address here, let me give you a free gift. Come on in and let me show you all that I have to offer, okay? So here's a funnel that I recently did for a client. She was offering the ultimate guide to crystals and stones. And this was her opt-in. You just click on the button and it takes you straight to her sales page. And her sales page was pretty simple. She has a video here. And we went all the way down the list. And if you notice, sometimes you see the little buttons moving. You can do all kinds of things like that to help people see the buttons that they're supposed to click. Sometimes people get overwhelmed by all the stuff that's going on a web page. So when you have a little feature like that, it just kind of helps things stand out. But this is just an example of a sales page and something that you can do. You can put both video testimonies and audio testimonies inside of a sales page. You can do really, really nice graphics. You can always have your countdown timers. You can have your tables. Everything is all consistent and beautiful. It really makes you look good. So let's say you wanted to purchase. Now, if you notice, her course already started, so it took you straight to the you missed it, get on the waiting list, or purchase a spot for the next course. And you can do that as well. And so here's an example of a sales page. So they have the option, of course, you have your countdown timer again, which helps to let them know that there's a sense of urgency. This is a pretty basic sales page, but it's a 2-step order form, which is really, really cool. And, you know, one of the great things about ClickFunnels is because they have such a large, wide-ranging system of network of business owners, they can watch and see which funnels are succeeding and what parts of the funnels are really, really doing well and converting well. And what they've identified is the 2-step order form does a really good job of getting people converted. And so what that is on the first page, they put their name and address. Then they go to step 2, and that's when they see the pricing. That's when they see the credit card information, and that's when they see the order bump. Now think about this. If you have an opt-in, a freebie that you want to offer them, and then you have a course or you have a product that you want to sell to them, as you're selling that course, you can always add a little order bump, which means there's something extra that they can click on to add to the product, to add to the order, okay? And then once they choose to complete the order, it can take them to an upsell, which basically says, hey, I see that you bought the course and the order bump. Maybe you might need the workbook as well, or maybe you'll need, you know, a consultation with me as well. You can upsell or downsell and upsell and downsell until the cows come home. They will take what they want and they will leave what they don't. They only have to enter their credit card in once, and then you can send them all the information electronically. It's done. Can you get excited about that? So that is another order form for you to take a look at. So that's that. Do you have any questions about the order pages, the opt-in pages, any of the samples I showed you? Any questions about any of that? Anyone? No? All right. So I'm excited and I'm glad that you joined me today. So here's what I'm offering to you. Because I know that initially when I created this challenge, okay, there's a question. Let's see, you've used lead pages and have never done ClickFunnels. Is it an easy transition? Absolutely. You know, really all it is, Katrina, is you decide what do you want to offer now? Because what you have in lead pages can stay there if you want. You don't have to move it. You can leave it. But you can consider, what do I want to build going forward? And build it out in ClickFunnels and see how it works for you. I'm going to give you a link if you didn't already get the link for the free trial so that you can try it out. And tomorrow we can go into a little bit more detail. If you want to, we can go into the system so that you guys can see more individually what a funnel looks like from the back end. And I wanted to do that today, but we've gotten a lot away with the time. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. But to answer your question, Katrina, you can absolutely start now, and it doesn't have to be a transition if you don't want it to be. But if you do, it's super simple. ClickFunnels is extremely easy. Drag and drop. I did a video at the beginning of this to show you how easy it is and how ClickFunnels integrates everything, and it's super simple. You'll love it, actually. I'll give you a link to that as well. Let me put that here. Link to video and trial. All right. So what I decided to do when I initially planned this program, this challenge, my focus was, how can I help you get your opt-in page done, get your email sequence in place, get your thank you page sent, and create a calendar page for you. And I thought we would be able to, because I know how fast it can be done, I thought I'd be able to just knock it out in 7 days with you. But then after talking to a few ladies, I realized that it's going to require more of my time to explain to you why we're doing things and help you understand where you are and how that maps to what we're creating. And so it's going to require more of an investment of my time. And so what I decided to do is to create a 4-week program, and I'm calling it Conquer Your Tech Monster. In 4 weeks, we are going to get you to freedom. So what that's going to include is you'll get 1 hour with me, a complete tech setup session where we're going to go into ClickFunnels, put in all the codes that you need, go into your domain, put in all the codes that you need, and I'll do all of that for you. You can watch, so you'll know what we're doing, and you'll see and understand, and I'll be able to answer your questions throughout. And then we're going to do 3 2-hour sessions, one on your opt-in and landing page, so that we can, by the time the end of that session by the time that session is over, your opt-in page will be complete. Your freebie will be set up, and the only thing that'll be left to do will be to set up your email sequence. And then the following week, we'll get together for another 2-hour session, and these will be group sessions. And we'll do your email sequencing. So you'll have a chance to write out the first few emails that you want to write for the people who join your list, and that'll be in place. And then the following week, we'll do 1 more session, and that one will set up your calendar, which is inside of You Can Book Me or Calendly or whatever tool you've chosen, and we can embed it into a page inside your funnel, so that if you have people that sign up on your list, you can take them straight to your calendar. They can immediately get your freebie and then get an option to get on your calendar, and then you can talk to them about your high-end program. So the whole idea here is to have something in place for you by the end of the week or by the end of the month, so that you can take off. Tech should not be what's in your way. And so that is a 7-hour commitment and investment of my time. And it's a $6,997 value, $6,997 value. I could easily ask $3,500 for it. I'm not going to do that. The retail value is going to be, or the retail price is going to be $9.97, but today I'm going to offer it for $5.97, and that is a steal of a deal, but it's because I can see that you really need to get this done. And I want to help you today, and there is a 2-pay option if you want to take advantage of that at $3.50 each. So we can knock this out and have you in a completely different place. Remove all the stress, remove all the overwhelm, and just let me hold your hand and walk you through it and answer your questions throughout. And that way you'll be in a much better place, much stronger place. And then if you decide to keep moving in that direction, you'll have everything you need to completely build out your own funnel. But if you need my help, I also have a done for you service as well. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. So when does the course start? Thinking we can start next week, depending on how many people we get. I wanted to limit it to only 5. So we'll see how fast we can fill this up, and we can get started next week. Will that work for you, Katrina? Yes. Yes. So I'm looking at next week. Let's just jump it off next week. And even if we don't have the 5, we'll keep it moving, because I want to see you guys get up and running as fast as you can. And so we'll start the ClickFunnels trial, and then we'll utilize this time to go ahead and get you up and running. And if we get you started today, we can do your tech setup. You just need the dates and times. What time zone are you in? What time zone are you in, Katrina? Because I want to accommodate whoever's in the course. I don't want to just pick a time. Mountain Standard Time. Okay, so you're an hour. I think that's no, that's 2 hours away from Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Okay, so we'll work it out, darling. I'll make sure that, okay, yes, 2. Yeah. All right. Is there a day of the week that works best for you? So the idea here is we'll set up a one-on-one time to do the tech setup session, and that way we'll get all of your tech inputted. And let me see, today's Wednesday. If you get started today, we could maybe get your tech session done on Friday. And then we can work on the opt-in and all that next week. But the goal is to get the tech done, because that's going to take some time for you and I to sit and go through your host and do all that. But you don't have to worry about all that. We'll take care of it together. Okay. So that's what I have for you, and I'm excited about it. What I'll do, Katrina, since you're interested, go ahead and put your email address inside the chat for me, and I will. And you can send it privately if you like, and I will send you some information and a link, and we can go in and get started and chat about it, and get on the schedule for Friday and get at least your first part set up. Perfect. All right, ladies. Well, I thank you so much for your time. I thank you for your interest. I'm excited, and we're going to get this thing going. We're going to knock out that tech monster, get him out of the way so that you can go ahead and make your mark, so that you can reach these women and men and the people that are designed and destined to receive your message, and there's nothing else in the way. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you more than you know, and God bless you, and we'll chat soon. Talk to you later.